Hello guys, welcome to Rise of Patience. I'm here with a 1 versus 1 between Inter and Kron. So this game was played a few months back, so I'm quite excited to cast this. Both Inter and Kron, they are one of those players that have actually I didn't know about Kron until a few months back, but then he is on his way to becoming one of the best players in Nomad very likely. And I have played some games with Inter as well, and I know he has great potential. So it's going to be a quite evenly matched game. So let's see what we can find. I will be taking a 1 minute break to just to check that my voice works fine. So please bear with me. Alright guys, let's begin. So this is the African watering hole map. On one side we've got Inter. So this is the African watering hole map. So we've got Iroquois on this side, Inter, and Kron as Lakota. If I was to choose a favorite, I would choose Lakota for sure, just because they have one of the fastest starts in this game for any civilization, and they usually end up making um, a lot of villagers, which can be put on woodcutter camps. So they're usually the first ones to reach the 100 food bonus as well. Iroquois can be strong in the late game, Actually, they're even strong in the early game because of the free scout that provides them the ability to start scouting much earlier. So I would like to see if Inter is going to go for the military one build or not, because military one is a big step. It does slow you down, but for Iroquois it can be the right step. However, again, Lakota is not the best civilization to pull off a military one first, because Lakota villages are scattered throughout the map. Yeah, his woodcutter camp might not even be here. So yeah, it's always tricky to raid Lakota. Looking at the rare resources on this side, um, Kron has got silver. Silver is amazing, obviously. Cotton. Then obsidian is in the no man's land, and copper and silk seem to be towards inter side. It's very difficult to choose a favorite here, because I would choose silver over silk, but on this lake silk might not be that bad option, because on this map, because you get wealth from these four um, fishes, so you can use that early in the game. But I would still prefer silver over silk probably. Then compared to cotton and copper provides you stronger ships. It provides you faster production of ships. All right, issue. I am going to move the chat. Thanks for pointing it out. So the game is between Inter and Kron. This is a replay. This is not live right now. But I decided, instead of making a recorded gameplay and then uploading on YouTube, I'll just record it as if it was live. It's just as much fun. So Kron is doing a great job with scouting. Let's quickly check his stats. So yeah, he has got more ruins, but that's still significantly, not significantly more compared to Iroquois player. He's Lakota. He if he has double of what the other players got, that's what's normal. But I see his scouting. He is doing a fine job with 5 villagers there. On the other side, Inter is doing fine as well. He's using 4 villagers scout. It's quite normal to send at least 3 villagers in 1 versus 1 nomad scouting. You're not relying on your opponents, so you have to scout all the map by yourself. And let's see, it looks like both of them are at the time, but this is what I was talking about. Kron is already at 100 wood, and he's still going to get the military or civic faster than Inter here. In African watering hole map, the game can be completely decided by who takes the lake. So if you lose the lake, it's like a countdown timer starts, and that's the countdown before when you need to kill your enemy before he becomes too powerful. Yeah, so if you're giving up lake, then be ready to rush your opponent, else you are not going to win this. Both the players going heavy on water here. I think Kron has already gone for military, and Inter is going for military. Now a big decision here is where should you invest your military? Should you go for military on land, or should you go for your military on water? So for Inter, it looks like it's a clear choice. He's going to go for water. Meanwhile, Kron is building a barracks right here. Now I do not know if this is a good idea or not. It could also be the worst idea ever, because this barracks can be bribed, or Kron may have to delete this barracks later, because I don't see how Kron is going to protect this with the city. But in any case, Kron has decided to go both, like half on water, half on land, while Here, Inter is completely committed on water. Great eco for both of these guys. They're both very close to being 100. Inter is towering his city behind. I mean his woodcutter camp. Oh, that's a bad decision. This is a really bad decision by Kron. Um, these triamis, they cost a lot. They cost about yeah, they cost as more than this dock cost. So it's very important to save these. And it's normal to see players going back, receding when they see that their triangle is getting lost. But I think Kron is too busy on this side. He has forgotten. Now these are 3 heavy infantry, so that's I mean that's enough for raids. It's just that I think Inter is just going to forget about the woodcutter camp. He's starting over here again. Meanwhile, Inter is still using 2 push camps while Kron is using 3. And Kron is divided between water and land. He has a good focus here, but the problem is unit composition. He's all heavy infantry. All Inter needs is one single archer, and he can eliminate these. He's also not utilizing them to the fullest. He could go back, try to raid this spot, but he has not made a lot of damage. And yeah, finally the Kron is getting the civic done. So this game can get very intense. Kron loses another one. This might cost him the game. He has lost 2 triamis already. Meanwhile, Inter here has been successfully saving his weak triamis while keeping his stronger ones in front. Alright, that's a lot of army. That's a lot of army, and I liked how he got slingers in there, because now Inter will be forced to get more units, and it will slow his aging. Actually, Iroquois have a good bonus in defense, and yeah, Rise of Nation actually considers a defensive nations. And if you ask me why, it's because their units are hidden. So these archers are not going to be seen by the by Kron. So when you cannot see your opponents in the enemy territory, they can easily out micro you. They can get you by surprise. It's very risky to go to Iroquois territory without a scout. And he's using copper, and he's also he I think he was going to tower that. He decided not to. Oh, Inter is going to skip on the civic, and he's aging directly. That is not a bad option at all. But these heavy, I mean, this would be perfect with Japanese units, because Japanese units are super. While there is the ensuing water battle, another time lost. This is something Kron could work on. He's losing a lot of units. He has lost 3 already. If he could save these 3, he would have saved on so much wood. And now, since he has the advantage of the extra health, it's going to be very helpful for him. Now, looking here, what Inter has done. Inter is at 100, and he has decided to age first. Now, could this backfire? Well, I don't know. What is Inter trying to do here? I'm not sure if he is trying to rush. Well, this is a good idea to do that. It's a good time. Oh, but yeah, he has the fire ups. Holy shit! Look at that! Look at that! Just enjoy that view. He lost two triamis in a single fire shot. Man, I don't want to be Kron right now. Now, on this side, oh yeah, Inter was almost going to build right there, but he found the tower. He's going to build another. Going to build a temple. I do not know where he's going to build if he builds his temple. Probably on this side then. Inter is continuously fighting on water. I think this game uh, is not going to be a short one because both of them are continuously fighting on water and land. Meanwhile, look at that. Kron is back with this army. That's 6 units. That's no joke. The only problem is it lacks a scout. Oh no! Kron has just lost this tower, and there is a republic coming. I think you all know where it's going. That's a lot of gold. Yeah, Dave is right about that. In Kron, it decided to upgrade to galley. Galleys are strong. The best part is they don't get taken out by a single hit from these fire ups. So that helps a lot in the late game. Even right now, it's going to help a lot because you don't have to worry about losing your heavy ships just because some crazy fire up snuck in from the corner. Hey Lasha, thanks for the subscription. This tower is going to get this tower is going to. And look at that Kron, that was an amazing idea by Kron. Look at that. Oh my god, he got the plunder. Imagine you going to bribe enemy's tower, but then you end up taking out the enemy senator. This is so frustrating. Kron has he has the resources for science, and yeah, he's going to go for it. Perfect. Kron needs to get a temple here so that he can bring this tower back in his territory. Meanwhile, Inter is still not get a city. He's just building the city. Are we going to see the? Are we going to see that bribe again? Yeah, that's the intelligent step. There's this bribe coming again. Will it complete in time? This is a mistake by Kron. He needs to build this as soon as possible. Is the temple going to be completed? Oh yes, lucky man. Kron has been both lucky and skillful here. The first bribe was stopped by his units. The second one was just stopped by this temple here. Kron is doing amazing. Look at his eco. He's almost maxing out 150 everything. Meanwhile, Inter is struggling here, especially with gold. Hi Lasha, right now it's AZ Kron versus Inter. And Inter is going for a military 2 research, while Kron already has it. This is a perfect place, a really perfect place to take out the city. I wonder if Kron's going to do that. Kron is also towering the cotton. Now, yeah, if you don't know, while this city is in a perfect position for offense, this city is very much yeah, he's raising his cap, that's good, but this city is very much exposed. If he loses the capital, that's over, so Kron needs to take care of that. Yeah, Inter is massing up his army as well. While Kron has the offer of copper, he still doesn't have enough units. And yeah, this is a good move by Inter because he realized Kron has probably a lot of wealth by now, just because of how long he's been using the water. But look at that, Inter still has more wealth than Kron, Well, Inter is using two fishes, so it's not that bad. Then he's got silk and he's got two markets. Kron does not have two markets, but Kron also has obsidian. That is perfect. Perfect for Kron, not for Inter. So by now, right now, I don't think. I think Kron may have a slight advantage, but not a lot. But if you guys have to predict something, who will you think is going to win this? Just mention in the comments and let me know. Oh, nice raids coming from Inter here. I think he is going to get another villager. He just picked up one. That's another. Oh my god, that's 3 villagers already. That means not just villager loss for Kron, but it also means that he lost income of 12 food. And on water maps like these, it can be very frustrating to deal with such raids because you are already focusing so many places. Oh, and he's gonna lose another one. He lost another one. Oh man, nice job by Inter. And I'm wondering what is Kron doing with all these resources. That's a lot of resources to have in your inventory. And that's a nice army by Kron on this side. I don't think Inter cares about defending. He doesn't even have a tower set up here. His army is lax. Yeah, that's just 3 archers and 1 light cavalry. But that's the beauty of Iroquois. You never know what your opponent has. Now Inter might be expecting a big army here, but but actually there's nothing. And Inter has also got the attrition, so he is sure that Kron is not going to be taking that uphill battle at this point. Well, Kron is aging to medieval, so let's see. Now Kron can get another city. He has got the 3rd civ, and if you're a nomader, well, let me give you a hint. 3rd city, the sooner the 3rd city comes, even a standard player, sooner the 3rd city comes, the better for you, because you can start using your you can start maximizing your wealth income. When you get a 3rd city, your wealth grows a lot, because now you have 3 caravans working on 3 different trading routes. That's good. Kron is finally trying to save his units. Is Inter gonna lose this one? I'm just here to look at this galley die. Yeah, it is. It's gonna die. Good for Kron. This barracks did not collapse. Now Inter is in trouble right here. Look at that. He's not close to aging. He doesn't have the wealth supply. Now I wonder if Inter is going to be able to bribe this. Yes, very likely he is going to be able to bribe this tower. Oh, he just misses, but I don't think he'll be missing for too long, because yeah, a temple here will easily bring this tower in Inter's territory. Inter has lost a lot. He still doesn't control the water, and he's also technologically behind. Yeah, Dave is right. He needs to pull something crazy to win right now. He has half the knowledge income of the Lakota player. Everything else is fine. He's still able to manage. So look at that. He is able to manage with the gold just by building markets. That's a good strategy. When you know you're out of gold or you have less gold, try to convert that wood to gold by building a lot of markets. That's 2 lookouts from Kron, and yes, you can never be too careful against Iroquois. What else he needs is a supply wagon, so he can finally and a scout, so he can finally go inside and see what he's up to. Inter is raiding really well. I think on this side, Kron is getting a little smug. He thinks he has won the game because I don't see any rage from him. He could be doing a lot of damage, and he's taking it very slowly. He's not rushing at all. No wonders from him while he has so much resources. And we got Sims in the chat. Hey Sims, how are you doing, man? Let's do a best of 3 after this. Yeah, Inter is going to get this keep. Look at that. That's a cotton merchant just went out. Tower spam has already started. I do not know why. Okay, Inter is requiring 2 lookouts. Not a bad idea. This city is fairly well protected, at least until Inter goes to medieval. I think Kron delayed this attack for too long. Now Inter is going to go for medieval very soon. Yeah, he will get it. And that's a good step by Kron. He is getting the castle, so now even if there's a surprise attack from this side, he should be fairly protected for a while. What Kron needs here is a supply wagon. Yeah, he is coming with a supply wagon. Shit, there's nobody here. Yeah. Kron is going to make just in time. Is he going to make it just in time? No, that's a lot of militia on this side and no supply wagon. Oh, Kron, you need to bring your supply wagon in front. This was, if there was any perfect time to get this city, this was right now before he ages. And Kron is going to lose his senator for nothing. That's the kind of thing you don't want to do. And I don't know if Kron realized or not, but he does not have a senator. Good thing for him is that he's going for military level 3, and he already has a castle here, so it's going to be very easy for him to get the tactic upgrade. Look at those crisscross trebuchet. That's something I would do when I was when I was a Rise of Nations noob playing with easy AI. I would make them shoot in opposite directions just to see how beautiful it looks. Yeah, Inter is still defending on land. He has no plan to sneak in from here. That's a lot of army. That probably is either the same or a little bit more than what Kron has got here. And Inter has made himself a nice wealth income here. He got a better wealth income than Kron. Yeah, I mean 20 extra wealth is just from the markets from both cities. It has also got his heavy ships upgraded, which was a good idea for the long run. Of course, it's going to be a good idea. In Nomad games, you tend to be in a particular age for a very long time, so it's not a bad idea to commit to that age, like getting the upgrades. In standard games, he could pass through some ages very quickly if he planned for it. So yeah, standard games are much faster, and you have to decide a little bit before committing to a particular age. But in Nomad, well, it's fine. Oh, and this is the battle we have been waiting for. Look at all those militia that are going to get massacred, but at the same time they are going to help in the battle. And well, Kron seems to be losing his army, and so is Inter. It seems fairly balanced at this point, but these archers are going to make some difference, because there's only heavy infantry left here. There's no cavalry. It is the last cavalry from Kron. Without the heavy cavalry, Kron will have to go back. always be positive, or Tiger, he's already given up hope on Inter, I think? Or are you giving up hope on Kron? Which one is it? Because it seems like Inter is getting back in the game. He has got the same knowledge income as Kron now. He's got a better wealth. Maybe not the better. And I guess Kron had the extra armor and he still lost to it. Look at that. Nice use of militia by Inter. I'm really yeah, impressed by that. Now once Iroquois go on an offense, this can be very difficult to tackle. And Kron needs to spam a lot more units than that. He cannot take this easily. Yeah, Kron is taking it very lightly. He doesn't have enough units. He needs to get a lot more units than that. He has the knowledge. I mean, if I were in Kron's position, I would try to get some wonder for sure. Kron lost his senator as well. Yeah, he has a lot of. He could get hanging gardens right here or a colossus. He's doing really well so far. I wonder if he loses this, this will be very surprising. And meanwhile, Inter has also claimed water already. He's yeah, there's no fishing boats from Kron at this point. And yeah, Lasha is right. The Kron's barracks, sables, are everything is in front, so it's going to be easy to raid all of that and kill that. Oh, finally Kron is getting. Yeah, Kron is getting the Colossus. Inter saw that and he decided not to continue. Colossus is a good choice for Kron, and he can spam a lot more villagers as well, just to get his eco back to 200. Kron is still lacking in wealth income. Look at that. Inter is doing a great job. He's got 144, while Kron hardly has half of that. Hanging gardens from Inter. That's another battle. Inter needs to get his eco up. He's doing a great job. Everything is around 150, and I won't say any of them has a particular advantage at this point. They're both doing fine. Well, Hanging Gardens versus Colossus, they're both evenly matched wonders. Hanging Gardens gives you 50 wealth, 50 knowledge at the start, and then later when you do more science researches, all the granary, smelter, and lumber camp upgrades are much cheaper. But for Colossus, you get extra knowledge, extra wealth. You get a plus 50 wood and wealth cap, and you also get the extra population limit. And for Lakota, that extra population limit can be very helpful, because it's normal to see Lakota players spam a lot of villagers so they can get their food income high, and this works out perfectly for Lakota. Oh, sad for Kron. He started building this just out of nowhere. And look at that, Inter tried to get the lookout first so that his cover isn't blown up. That was a bad idea, not to go in there without any cavalry or heavy infantry. Yeah, he is not playing the same as before. Inter has already overtaken him in terms of knowledge and wealth, and once this hanging gardens complete, oh my god, that's probably double of what Kron has right now. No, that's not double, but that's still a lot more than what Kron has. And Inter has, I mean, even though Kron has copper here, Inter is still making up for everything by just constantly producing units. I know Kron is pretty frustrated right here, like, how am I losing? How am I losing this? He's also probably wondering that he should have got that wonder earlier, or he should have rushed this city much earlier. That scout is on a suicide mission. The poor dog. Oh, that's the worst place to be. Why would Kron just go in the middle of, like, next to the dock and sit there? Okay, Kron is trying to sandwich this ship, but well, next to the dock, it's very scary. Yeah, he's going to end up losing this one. Still a good eco by from Kron on this side, while things don't look good for Kron. Still, look at that. He's nowhere close to aging. He does not have the wealth income. He's not been putting markets in all his cities, and he's just a little confused what to do with his army, because he has not been able to get his army game up, and he is constantly switching back and forth between the ships, the water fight and the land fight. That's not a lot of army. Inter will be gunpowder age very soon. Kron's getting Forbidden City there, and I think it's a great idea. Forbidden City would help him maximize his knowledge income. Now he doesn't have a population limit cap thanks to Colossus, so he can build more scholars from a university in this. Meanwhile, Kron still doesn't realize, I think, that his city was infiltrated. Because if your city is infiltrated, well, your enemy can see everything there, and that's a too much advantage. Imagine playing in all-sea game where you can see everything but your opponent cannot. That's an unfair advantage. That militia actually got bribed. Oh man, that's so funny. We don't often see militia getting bribed. Yet for a long time he was leading in knowledge production. And this is a nice small army raid going by. Inter is going to slowly push from this side. That's what it looks like. And Kron now holds the water, but he's not using two of these fishes. He's got an idle fisherman right here. I think this front is just not worth it anymore. Inter is doing a great job. I would have to give it to him. Both of them have got the tactics upgrades. They both have extra armor. Kron has been able to decimate all these siege units so far, so that's good. And there's another keep coming up. Kron has so much wood, he could set up another small base of military right here. That Laisha dies. And the fire rafts are going to come in. Fire rafts can easily take out one fire raft. Can take out one of these. Oh, almost. I guess it's because of the copper that it didn't die completely. Yeah, without the copper they would have died. And Kron needs to get his scout upgraded. it's pretty clear by now that Inter is using spies, so uh, g- keeping your scout as a scout and not an explorer, that's not a good idea. Keeping some spies here just to bribe whatever Inter is throwing at him, that's not a bad idea either. Kron has done a great job keeping his eco up, much better than what what Inter has. But Inter is leading in knowledge, and he's leading in knowledge by around 40. That's a lot. Kron still hasn't removed this informer. Yeah, the stupid thing is that these spies, the scouts, they don't do it by themselves. And Kron is to lose one more unit. He lost the unit. Yeah, these scouts, they don't automatically take out these infiltrate informers. Look at that. He's right next to it, but he won't do it. You have to manually pick up the building and remove it. And this looks bad. This looks really bad now. Both of them are on gunpowder age, but Inter is the one with the bigger army. Inter doesn't have control over sea, but he still has a better knowledge, wealth income. And yeah, these bomb vessels now in gunpowder age, everything changes. These bomb vessels give you a siege unit in water, and just imagine a siege unit in water. That means Kron could potentially bomb this city right here, this city, and take Inter by surprise. The dynamics of this game change completely in gunpowder age, and next then in industrial age. That's when you see a lot of changes. Oh, that's a lot of bomber vessels with no units to fight these ships. And Kron did identify that there was a dock coming up. There is a very good chance Kron could win this. Kron could already have won this, and even now, if he uses these bombered vessels perfectly, he can still easily win. He's controlling the water, and if he also controls the shoreline by sieging everything everything that's in the way, and that can be disastrous for Inter. But Inter got a nice army here, so Kron needs to get his. Yeah, he needs to spam units like anything. Yeah, he's getting a Senate probably for the monarchy upgrade. That's a good choice. Monarchy coming here already. Finally, the informer has been removed. Still no sign of explorer. Kron has something here. Oh, this hanging gardens is an informer. How do you make the wonder an informer? I mean, I know you can do it in the game, but in real life, how would the wonder tell you things? Oh, Kron is lacking a light ship here. He should have focused a lot on water as well. This is the perfect opportunity for him to take down Inter forever. Hey Bob, yeah, let's play some games. I don't think we'll have time for a best of 3, but we can make something else. That's not a bad army from Kron, but it's still. Let's look at Inter. Inter has, and somehow Iroquois armies always look super strong and bigger than what they are. Like Trump's rally. Yeah, it's. Let's see. This land battle is going to decide a lot. Even if Kron is winning this, if he loses this city, that's it. That's the end. Because his metal income decides on this. His whole army base is on this city. One mistake Kron is doing here is that he has single barracks. He needs to have multiple barracks to keep the units coming. Alright, entrenchments, that's good. The only problem with entrenchments is that they can still be bombarded. Now Kron will have to lose, like he'll have to move his units if Inter starts bombarding his units. There's a second tower coming up. Now this city is not being protected completely. This should be big already. Kron just forgot about it. And look at that, this is amazing. Kron is taking, yeah, he is doing great on water. He is going to get that castle. In fact, right now Kron could be sending a parallel small army just to take the city, if he can seize it properly. Yep. In Gunpowder Age, the standard of water fight changes completely. And looks like Inter is going for it. Inter has already got the next upgrade. Oh, Inter just lost that castle in a bad time, so he couldn't get the operations upgrade. But here, is Kron going to get it in time? No, Kron will not get it in time. Kron does not. I don't think Kron has as big an army as Inter on this side. Oh man, I think Kron is going to lose the city. Or is he? Kron is finally getting their operations upgrade. Yeah, it's these scouts just blocked the heavy cavalry, man. Didn't even know that was possible. This is a great game going here. Oh man, this single pikeman could possibly take this city. This game is so close. Inter still, yeah, Inter is fighting against the odds. Kron has got the extra armor, but Inter has got a bigger army. Yeah, Kron needs to bring his militia. Kron, if Kron loses this, these are unupgraded light cavalry. The light horses, these are from age 1. They won't last at all against this army. Kron is doing a great job removing all the infantry from here, so the city is not lost. And looks like Kron is getting back in the game. And yeah, look at that caravan. No fucks given by this war. It'll just continue trading. It's like not my problem. And Kron is doing that. Kron is going to probably take the city. But this keep is going to his keep is going to keep him from taking the city. Nice battle there. Yeah, Inter is going to get another castle here, and yeah, he needs to get that as soon as possible. Where is this infantry going? Does this bomber vessel have the range? Yeah, it has the range. Oh, it's just going to take down the castle. Nice. It probably has a range to take out this keep as well. No, maybe the keep is just out of the range. But remember, Inter has a better knowledge than Kron right now, so that means, holy shit, no, I can't believe Kron is not using the city for scholars, man. This is a waste of such a good opportunity. This city should have a university. Let Chinese students here study. Once this science completes, now Inter is going to be on a another level with his knowledge. With this science comes the printing press upgrade. Printing press upgrade is very strong. It gives you a sudden boost of your knowledge income. The Inter could be reaching 300 easily. That would make him another 100, extra 100 to with what Kron has, and just bring him closer to enlightenment age. Yeah, Kron needs to complete this game as soon as possible. Oh, that university is going down too. A perfect counter for this kind of raid would be spies, because look, Inter doesn't have anything here. And oh man, that's 300 wealth that's going to die in the ends of raiding units. Another good strategy for for Kron here could be to start sieging this city as well, and then suddenly, yeah, he could take this city. Remember, if the city was already reduced, he would just have to walk here to take this. Kron's not using the best of his what he has at this point, and Inter is he's using these tiny armies to wreak havoc in Kron's territory. Kron just lost all those scholars, and he did not even budge. He is not making another university here. I think Kron wants to end this game as soon as possible. He doesn't want to take it to the next stage. What is that? Why would you sacrifice your units like that? No. I think finally we're going to see this city being... Is it? No, no, it's still not. Where is the castle from? Yeah, there is the castle, and he has the operations now. That's the last upgrade Inter needs before he's ready for enlightenment. Look at that, 290 versus 130. And this game does to you when you play it for a long time. This game just wears you out, and you stop thinking rationally. Yeah, it's a very obvious choice that Kron needs to get his science, and he has the resources for it, but he's just not thinking in the right way. Kron has Colossus. That means he can spam much larger armies. He could be having a lot of heavy infantry. He should have scouts in this army. He could easily kill here. He has a bigger army than Inter, and Inter will be close to his cap. Actually, no, Inter is not close to his military limit either. But those raids are affecting Kron. Remember, these raids. That's one reason why Kron is not thinking rationally, because he's so boggled by these raids. Finally, science research is coming. That's a huge army on this side. I would love to see these as explorers, not as scouts. Yeah, finally explorer coming. I think Kron is listening to me right now. There was a good opportunity to get printing press there, but he has decided not to go for it. Kron is completely neglecting knowledge. He has, yep, that's exactly half of what Inter has. 147 versus 290. Inter could possibly reach enlightenment and end this game. Are we gonna see more militia? That's amazing micro by Inter. Look at that. His army management is outstanding. He is targeting the cavalry. First, he is using militia to target the lighter units, which are prone to attack. Like if you get militia to attack a heavy cavalry, they don't do a lot of damage. But against these arquebusiers and archers, they do a lot of damage. In Enlightenment Age, this game is going to change completely. Tiger says that Kron's hands are shaking on the mice. Yes, very likely. He was not expecting this kind of retaliation from Inter, despite controlling the water. Not at all. And I don't know where he is going this with this. Is he gonna? Oh, he is going to take that city. If he takes that city, that will be amazing. Yeah, that would completely change the game. Can Inter see this? Yeah, Inter can see this. If Inter can see this, he has the army to protect himself. Yep, he sees this. He sees this. Run, 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 run. He can take the city, man. Inter can protect. Inter can protect. Oh, so sad. That's so sad. Kron could easily have the city. And Kron also sees that Inter is getting an anchorage, the modern dock. Is he gonna do something about it? Well, yeah, he is gonna do something about it. So that's as close to aging as you can get. Just a little food, and Inter is going to be in enlightenment. Now, Inter did lose a lot of his militia for that attack, so his eco is not as good now. That's another castle on this side. That's great. That's great for Kron. Again, man, how can you forget knowledge? Where is the university in here? Kron missed out an opportunity to outboom Inter. He could have outboomed it so easily. If this game drags on to the next stage, Kron would still have an advantage because he has the better, yeah, he has the better income out of those two. But Kron is not going to be enlightenment ready as soon as he will. Kron has the silver, so the silver is going to help him get, follow Inter into enlightenment age. But it all depends on if Inter is going to use those Okwaris. These Okwaris are like commandos, and that's a bad place to put on a city when you are already on back foot. Kron just gave Inter a big incentive to take his city. He has put down 5 buildings to make it a big city. I wonder if they're gonna get on in time. Yep, Inter is ready here. I think he's just going to rush into the city. Oh, and Kron, he sees Kron following him. Damn. If I was Kron, I would take this city instead of that one. Because, this is a small city. It's fine if you lose it, but... Oh, Kron is coming for the jugular. He's coming for the capital right here. Inter is enlightenment, so he has got... So he has got the upgrades. I think he can easily defend that attack. Yeah, it would have been better for Kron to attack this city because that would make it difficult for Inter to reach. The capital is too far away. It's too much in the middle. He already moved the cap somewhere behind. That's good. That's good. Kron will be able to age very soon. Man, this game it's more intense than I expected it to be. I'll have to give it to Inter. What a comeback! At one point he was dead. And of course, Kron made a lot of mistakes too. He. It's not like Kron played it perfectly. And Inter took this city without any infantry. So I guess these siege units count as infantry as well when it comes to taking cities. But yeah, honestly, that was a bad place for for putting down a city. Kron knew that. Yeah, he knew that the Kron was. I mean, Inter was better in his attack. Like he had a larger army, so Kron should have built somewhere behind. And guys, please don't give out any spoilers in the chat about the tournament. We're very excited for the AL versus Forvali games, but we don't want any spoilers in the chat. I guess these galleys were not utilized properly. Yeah, Kron could have done so much. He could have this city reduced, and then keep Inter on the run. He could even send a 3-man squad and take the city. A 3-man squad and take the city. That would be an instant GG from Inter. And that is bad. Whatever Kron is doing is bad because Iroquois in Enlightened Age have these Equaries. Equaries can instantly take down the city. Kron could lose the city if Inter rushes there. Meanwhile, nice raids from Inter. I have to give it to him. That guy, his raids are one of the reasons why Kron is not doing so well. Kron is getting the Minute Men upgrade, which is perfect. I really like it. With the Minute Men upgrade now, his militia are worth, like each villager is going to be worth almost. Yeah, like an arquebusher, and it helps fighting these raids a lot. Oh, what is he doing? What is he doing? Those two are one hit away. Inter is going to take that city and lose this one, but I think it's going to be a big deal for Inter. Yeah, this city is actually it gives a lot of economy to Inter, while this city is almost nothing for Kron. Kron doesn't care if he loses that. Hey Serge, we are going to cast the Forvali game. I mean, not the PLA versus TGZ on Thursday or later than that, because Kron is not available for the next 4 days. So I'll have to wait for him to cast that game. That's a big army. That's a really big army from Kron. But Inter has an equivalent army right here. This is going well for Kron right now. He has managed to turn this game around. Use this city for his own benefit. That's great. What Kron needs here is some Fusiliers. Look at that, there's a lot of Fusiliers from Inter, and those Fusiliers are going to... yeah, those are going to take out all these cavalries. Great micro by Inter again. Inter manages to take down that army almost unharmed. He still has almost just as big an army, and Kron lost most of his units. This city should have been big by now. This game has been back and forth all this time. And Inter is going to retaliate on water finally. Look at that, it's like it's bored. Give me something to kill. The horse wants to kill people. Yeah, Inter, just forget about that. But at this point, Inter doesn't need to worry about much. He has the he has the edge right here. He is destroying buildings. He has a bigger army. Kron is. Oh, and there comes the GG. There comes the GG. What a game it was. Yeah, I love this game, man. Kron had all the rare resources. He controlled copper. He did so well in the beginning. He was playing it almost perfectly, but then he started messing up with small things. He did not raid after ancient. Yeah, not at all. I don't see any of those horse archers. I don't know what are those called. What are those called? Rifle horses? Yes, I didn't see any of these throughout the game from Kron, and Lakota have them upgrade instantly, so that should have been the first go-to choice. Yeah, no heavy cavalry raid, no heavy infantry raid all game, and while Inter was raiding a lot, and these are small differences that decide the fate of the game in the end. Kron still had a better food, timber, and knowledge and metal income, but Inter was leading in wealth and knowledge. That's why he was able to age much before him. Even unit scale, Inter did a great job with his micro. Inter had a nice balance of his units. He had some Fusiliers, some Musketeers, some heavy cavalry, the cuirassiers, while Kron was only Musketeers and cuirassiers in Enlightened Age. That's not a good combination to fight against unless you can micro and you can point out each musketeer to target only Fusiliers and not the heavy cavalries. What a game. I really love casting this. If you guys have any interesting games, something as good as this one, please send it to me and I will cast them. I'm trying to cast these games live instead of recording them privately and sending them out just because it feels so good, better when it's live. And I'll see you guys later. I'll be coming back again with a stream in 5 minutes, so please hold on and I'll restart soon. Thank you.